Well, it's been a couple of days, so I need to update you with all my successes and cashes from Vegas, but unfortunately after 4 events there are none. Played the pot limit at Hold'em yesterday, and it was one of those kind of disappointing days because I didn't play too bad, but then I didn't play too good. Actually had a ridiculous table all day with like Chino, Ivan Demidov, everyone was pretty damn good really, Channing as well. So that wasn't too easy, and then I caught a set-up hand with ace-queen on queen-queen 7 deuce and the other set deuces, which I can possibly get away from. It's a really interesting hand, but against ultra-aggressive players it's asking a lot. The way it played out, maybe should be getting away from it, I don't know. And then busted out about half an hour before the end of the day. Anyway, the poker's got a little better because now we're 8 levels into the 2500 mixed no limit event, which started today. And I've turned my 7,500 into 36, so fingers crossed that I might get a good run here. It's been an interesting morning actually, some good, some bad. I haven't played too great. I've actually been very lucky in the limit section, which is really sweet because the mixed no limit event might as well be kind of like snooker and ballet or something. I mean, the two couldn't be any more different really. Yeah, so there's no interesting pots from the limit, but those have been the main contributor to my stack. And the no limit has kind of a few interesting hands. Actually, the table wasn't too bad apart from Jason Mercier right on my left and JC Tran. It's an interesting situation against Jason Mercier where, like, almost as soon as he sat down, I raised 800 on the cut-off. He 3-bet the button to 23-25, and I just wanted to push my whole stack in so much. I think he had 15,000, so it was about right for me to 4-bet all in. I had Queen Jack offsuit, so it would have been complete bluff. But I just felt that that was almost bound to happen in that spot, really. So it's one of those spots where I probably think I lose my balls a little too much. It's just when you build up a stack, then you don't want to lose it all on one reckless move. But I think he's probably 3-betting like a 30-40% of his range or something like that, and I think he probably lays down 2 tens, ace queen, calls anything better to the 4-bet all in. So I probably should have found some balls there, but I didn't. Then the very next hand it's passed around to me and I raise 800 again. Now I actually think this is a good situation to steal again, is when you've been caught stealing on the last hand because no one expects it. Then embarrassingly enough he makes exactly the same 3-bet. So I was going to have a I can't remember what I had nothing, but I was going to have a problem what to do with it until actually the big blind called 4-bet, and that was that. He thought for quite a long time, so I think I thought about the big blind's 4-bet, that is, so I think he probably had something. So that was a little embarrassing, but then there was a nice part against JC Tran. He raised my big blind to 900, I peel 4-5 of diamonds, flops, complete miss 10-8-3 with 2 hearts. I check and he checks behind, which I'm pretty sure at the end of it was 8 king ace queen or something like that. And it's interesting, it's a lot of the good players, I've seen that a lot in these tournaments, they're very rarely c-betting ace king ace queen high, which probably is right, but I don't understand it. I think it's kind of interesting to think about. Anyway, I missed the turn and river. The board on the turn is 10-9-8-3 now with 3 hearts. So I think I've got a bluff here because he can't really do much with ace king high. So I throw 1,000 into 1,800 and he flat calls. River's a 7 for 10-9-8-7-3 and the heart's missed. So that's got to be a good card for me, and I'm just trying to work out. Well, I've pretty much got him on a big ace with some kind of heart. He's more likely to have ace queen with the queen of hearts than the ace of hearts, I think. I'm thinking, what's the, so 10-9-8-7-3, I think, is there any chance he's got ace jack? I think he probably re-raises that hand on the turn if he's got kind of a big straight and flush draw. So there's 4,000 in the pot. This is an interesting spot. How much do I bluff? Do I bluff like 3,000? I actually decided to bluff 1,000, basically to just represent that I'm scared and I've got 2 pair. Knowing that he will then figure that ace king isn't good. Problem is, does he want to turn it into a bluff? Luckily he instant passed it, so that felt good. But I think that could be a really interesting situation actually if he does read me for 2 pair and re-raises. Like, I really then should be re-bluffing all in because he just can't have a flush there. He would have bet his flush draw on the flop. So that could have got interesting, but thankfully didn't. And then I just decided to run really good in the limit, which is quite sweet. Picked up aces twice and kind of won a big pot both times. The limit isn't a very interesting game, but it's kind of, there are a few interesting spots, but really in a tournament all you have to do is run good. So I've got my fingers crossed. It'll be really nice to run good in this one. Going back for the final 4 hours of the day now, I think. So I'll bring an update.